at Princes Park this afternoon. Week 7's big league for round 19, and the order of the day, heavy grounds. And speaking of that, first of all to Princes Park this afternoon, where Hawthorn was at home to Collingwood. The Hawks were defeated soundly by the Woods the last time they met. That was in fact in round 8, and the Collingwood defence on that day kept Hawthorn to its lowest score of the year so far in 46 points. Today, Collingwood was chasing its first win at Princes Park against the Hawks since 1979. For the game, both teams had plenty of incentive. Hawthorn chasing the double chance and Collingwood a place in the 5. The Hawks, of course, strengthened by the return of their captain Lee Matthews, and Collingwood by the appointment during the week of Bob Rose as coach for next season. Sandy Roberts and Bob Skilton are our commentators at the grounds, and tonight we pick up the action at the start of the first quarter. As I said, the ground in very heavy condition.
Seven's big league cameras are at Princes Park for the all-important clash between Hawthorn and Collingwood. Collingwood absolutely desperate to win to keep any hopes they may have of making the finals alive. Collingwood are kicking to the left of the screen or to the scoreboard end here at Princes Park, and setting them going is Richardson down towards the half-forward line. Conditions are extremely muddy. Smith comes through, gets the handball away, back to Richardson again. Richardson up towards the half-forward line, but the mark is taken by Hawthorn's Russell Morris. Morris, swinging play back towards centre wing. Barrett in the target, a little too late on the scene. Maud was in front. Tuck is there too, and the free kick is going to go the way of Michael Tuck. One of the great players for the Hawks over the years. Quickly into the middle he goes, finding his teammate there in Ayres. Ayres down towards the half-forward line. Who's going to be waiting down? Sumner is there for Collingwood, but he's all alone. 4 Collingwood Hawthorn players are there. Is Wallace going to be the one to come out with it? Yes, he is, to Tuck. Back towards full forward. Knight's caught out of position, but the ball may bounce favourably for Peter. Can he soccer it? No, he'll just take it and put it through for the post. First blood to the Hawks. In the form of Peter Knight, who almost went through the goal umpire and then at the behind post.
And Sandy, I am one who just loves to see Peter Knight's just in action.
Yep.
Peter Knight's in full flight, to me, is one of the exciting things in football.
You get no argument there, Robert. Mind you, Collingwood fans at this very moment would disagree because they're looking down the barrel. A very muddy centre patch, so Peter Cameron will ball it up. Loveridge can't take it out of the middle. He was under plenty of pressure. Smith was there also for Collingwood. The handball comes out. Oh, straight over the top they go of Chris Langford, and he will take the free kick on the defensive side of centre. He's a strongly built lad. To the half-forward line again. I think the target was Brereton. Didn't find him, and Wes Fellows will get them out of trouble. Robert, what have you found as far as Hawthorn are concerned? They named some 23 or 4 players.
Well, not playing, Sandy. Eade, Robertson and Abbott, all 3 played in the reserves, and the only changes to the side, Morris has gone from the back pocket to the half-back flank, Swab to the from the bench to the back pocket, and I'm still trying to pick up a few others. But for Collingwood, Morwood at centre half-back, Williams in the back pocket on Matthews, McKee onto the half-back flank, Phillips to centre half-forward.
Right, speaking of Phillips, we saw him there fly for the ball. Morris taps it forward towards the line. Shaw sees it over, and a throw-in to take place at centre wing. Tony Shaw, wearing the number 22 Guernsey. Incidentally, that goal from Peter Knights was his 200th in league football, so it's a fine achievement. Range. Couldn't take it at the first attempt, recovers well. Goes on to the left foot, down towards Taylor. In the back. Pushed in the back, said the umpire by Chris New. It's going to be a great duel. It's unfortunate the weather conditions will not help it. But Taylor, a chance to send the Magpies forward. Thought about a lead, but it's a congested area, so he just drifts it into the pocket. Well, the angle's not good for Bruce Abernethy. In fact, Taylor suggesting perhaps you could think about passing it back to me, but no. Abbers, as he's known, will have a shot. Tucked in the left forward pocket. He's a right footer. Floats a drop punt into the square. It's a beautiful looking kick and he's goal. But what a great reply by Collingwood's Bruce Abernethy. 1 goal apiece here on 7's big league.
It's an excellent goal, that one, Sandy. They're pressure shots when you're kicking from a position like that. And for Bruce Abernethy to put that one through, and even though the game's only been going a few minutes, with the mud on the ground, the ball would already be heavy.
Back in the centre once again, umpires Cameron and Sidebottom in charge of proceedings today, in front of a crowd of around the 18 to 20,000 mark. Fellows couldn't get it out of the centre. Hawthorn, the opportunity now through Tuck across to Ayres is good football. The pass is on. Matthews is there. At Cam Knights probably didn't grip the ball quite far enough for Matthews, and Smith will clear for Collingwood. No one at home. Dippy is called out. I think it was Lester Smith who did it, so he recovers well now. Gets the handball away. Peter Schwab is swimming in the middle. Not before he gets it back to Lester Smith down towards half forward, but Collingwood in front. And the mark taken by Big Wes Fellows, who didn't appreciate the close attention paid to him by Mark Tuck. In fact, 15 metres was handed off. Back to Shaw. Neville. To Tony. Centre wing. To the half-forward line. Hanley under pressure now from Richardson. Oh, and he scoots it up beautifully to Rains. Great footy. To pull forward. The kick is a beauty. What a start by the Pies. 2 goals on the board and some magnificent football by 2 or 3 individuals led.
Yes, Tony Shaw hanging around out on that centre wing really gave them something to attack through, and then a nice piece of football from Richardson getting away from Hanley. It's a big job to ask of young Hanley. There they are right now, Robert Hanley, Mike Richardson, and young Hanley, only a youngster in league football, and he has the job of tagging Mike Richardson. Centre bounce. Michael Byrne and Wes Fellows. Thrown up by the umpire. Byrne gets a tap. Picked up by Tony Shaw. Tapped on by Kennedy. Tuck's there. Breaks the tackle. And Michael Tuck now hooks it. He's looking down for Dunstall. Dunstall and McCormack. Sliding into underneath and getting the free kick is Brereton. And so Dermot Brereton, I personally, in these conditions, Sandy, would not pay free kicks like that. The player diving in underneath and getting over the top of the ball, you cannot help but come over the top. And there are going to be occasions, and I think it was a Tiggy Touchwood free kick in these conditions.
So Brereton, a chance to level the scores for the Hawks. Gets underneath a drop cone. Or does he get underneath it? It floats up in the air, and Fellows is there.
Oh, lucky to get that one, I thought.
Perhaps the whistle was put to the mouth a fraction too early. Morwood from half-back. Witts leaves it. That could have been the wrong thing to Smith. Brereton is back there again.
No, that was a free kick.
Yes, no free kick given though to Dermot, and I would imagine that he would not be overly impressed. So a throw-in to take place. He's one of the great personalities of the game, and my word, the game needs them at the moment. Fellows wins it. Ayres buffeted up by Abernethy, who was pushed into the ball. Kick is a poor one. It goes straight to Rod Lester Smith. Lester Smith now up towards the half-forward line. Brereton's got the fly here. Can't quite complete it. Witts again. His handball out towards the wing. Abernethy strongly met. Morris cops one too high. Abernethy again towards the boundary line. Shakes his head and says, she's tired in the opening minutes. But it's great to see, and it's good footy. Here's the throw-in again. Flows almost gave away the free kick. Shaw hurriedly onto the boot, but straight to Ayres. Long to full forward. Where's Lethal? Waiting down. Can't get a touch, however. Morwood, a nice handball underground to Shaw. Back to Morwood again. Brereton goes to ground, but it doesn't matter. It goes to Tony Shaw. He just goes short in towards the middle. A chance now for Smith to receive from Witts. Does so. An opportunity for Sumner. He's a long way down. Up towards full forward. Taylor caught out of position. No mark is taken. New is there. And Peter Cameron will come on and say, Chris, I think we'll have a bounce.
So the bounce to take place, throw up as it is in these conditions. Morris takes a tap from Byrne. A poor kick. Finds Tony Shaw. A hand pass across to Greg Smith. Smith goes short looking for Richardson. Over the head it was Collins actually. Mew coming out. Walks Taylor beautifully. And Chris Mew gets them out of danger with a long kick wide. Buchanara got an awkward bounce. Kicked off the ground by Zipi Domenico. Now taken with a hand pass across from Mullane to Smith, and Smith finds Phillips. Greg Phillips. 55 metres out from goal. Probably too far to score, particularly in these conditions. Greg Phillips in normal conditions might well make the distance, but it would be a beautiful kick under these circumstances. It's a good kick nonetheless, right up to the goal line. and Byrne punches it through for one rush point to Collingwood.
2-1, 13, Collingwood. Hawthorn, one straight goal on the board. Back into play. An opportunity for the Hawks to just drift it gently down towards centre wing through Ayres, although Tony Shaw has possession now. Goes hurriedly onto the left foot, but straight back from whence it came. Gary Ayres. Players running everywhere across the middle. It's a very congested area. Knights could be the target. Can't quite complete the mark. He was up against two. Tony Shaw almost threw it out. Russell Morris is quick to pounce upon it. Tell you what, Robert, plenty of desperation in this opening quarter, isn't there?
Yes, from both sides, Sandy.
So here's Peter Cameron with the ball at centre wing. Members' side. Although pretty sticky, there was no rain this morning. Barham. Oh, like Houdini. But to where? Looking for Greg Phillips. Ayres. Back with Greg Phillips. Could have got the handball out to Abernethy, but elected to take the kick. It was smothered. Tuck picks it up. Does nicely. Lester Smith a tap forward. Looking for Russell Morris. Morris cops one in the back from Abernethy and will take the free kick. I don't know why they're booing. Straight on to Ayres. Both those boys have been busy in the opening minutes. Brereton again a little late. Sumner a chance to clear. Back towards Shaw and Rains. Loveridge. Knights, here's danger. Over the top towards Matthews. Pushed forward. Knights went through with a hurried soccer. Wallace picks it up. A high kick, gathers little distance, but the mark has been taken at centre half forward, and the opportunity now for Buckenara, taking the Hawks to within 1 point.
One of the reasons that the players have been running everywhere, Sandy, is that Hawthorn have had an extra back man with Handley going on to Richardson, and they've got Morris out there on Barham, and so it's left either Ayres or Lester Smith, and it looks like Lester Smith has gone to the wing.
Kick from Buckenara on its way. It's a high drop punt, but it's accurate, and the Hawks stay in touch. 1 point the difference. Collingwood 2-1, Hawthorn 2 straight goals on Sevens. Big lead.
If you go and talk to your Nissan dealer about a new Pulsar, you'll be stunned by the deal he offers. You'll be stunned by the trade-in price, stunned by the terrific on-road price, and really knocked out with the range of features in the Nissan Pulsar. It's simply a stunning time to buy Nissan Pulsar from your Nissan dealer.
The family-size Hoover Elite 900 has a stainless steel wash bowl. Its competitor does not. That's why Hoover is ahead of the rest.
When it comes to your insurance, there's a name you need to know. They're safe and sure and they care for you more than the SIO.
I've been insured with SIO for years. Not long ago, I had an accident, a bad one. The car was a write-off. Boy, was I glad I had an SIO agreed value policy. Instead of just getting market value, which could have been a much lower figure, I got back the full sum insured from SIO with no hassles. So if you have an accident, big or small, it's great to know with SIO, you'll be well looked after.
Victorian from Victoria's only the SIO.
They're okay.
This is Abby, a very beautiful and powerful woman with the money and connections to get exactly what she wants. Valdine is equally beautiful. She also has money and connections. But the similarities stop there, except for the man in their lives. Knots Landing, 9:30 tonight.
Centre bounces, we await. Will there be no bounces today? The umpires will throw it up right throughout. Byrne and Fellows. Byrne gets it down. Well taken by Kennedy. Knights is the player. No, it's Brereton who came across and took the mark.
It's the rinse.
A beautiful pass from Brereton right onto the chest. A good lead nonetheless. McCormick on the mark. And we often give credit to the player who's kicked the ball, and there's Brereton going downfield, but the player still has to be in position and make the lead to the right place. So Jason Dunstall, the former Queenslander, trying to bring up his first goal. He hooks it. He was trying to keep out of that muddy area, and Morwood from behind the mark, and that's the way it's been paid. Shane Morwood, hand passes, Neville Shaw. Shaw under pressure, a high floating kick. Bacanara, high in the air. What a great mark.
Oh, what a mark indeed. Gary Bacanara plays straight on him towards half forward. Oh, what a fly on that occasion too, but no mark is taken. And it was Ronnie McKeon who got up a mile. Smith has the ball fisted away by Lester Smith, and that little bit of aerial work has really upset us all in the past 30 seconds. Two of them, a magnificent fly from Gary Bacanara, and then McKeon taken to the clouds as well. Opportunity for the Hawks to go further forward. John Kennedy has been free kicked in that ruck duel. Kicked straight into the man on the mark. Dermott has an area if he was playing golf. Wetz is through, Long with the left foot. Richardson underneath it. Well, it's set. Couldn't quite make room to tap it forward, and the hurried kick is by Peter Schwab. Back towards Lester Smith, waiting down Greg Smith for Collingwood. Hurriedly up to Barron, could go on with the handball over the top, but elects to go long, and it is a long kick. It's a great kick, but just off target. 1 point.
That's Chris Mew colliding with the goalpost there. Still shaking like mad. It's Chris Mew getting ready to put the ball back into play. So fortunately no damage done to Chris Mew. Ayres takes the short pass, comes straight on up towards centre wing. Lester Smith there. That's a good mark to Lester Smith. And so Rod Lester Smith.
Started well, Bobby.
And, he's had a great season actually, Sandy. I think when the Brownlow is counted, he'll probably get more votes than any other Hawthorn club. Punched away by Malone. Taken by Tony Shaw. A well-placed kick finds Greg Smith. The hand pass finds Abernathy from centre wing. Long kick from Abernathy. From behind Phillips. It comes down to Swab. Swab got a hand pass towards Ayres, playing well. He does likewise to Morris. Over the top with another hand pass to Wallace. This time it's Bacanara onto Lester Smith again. Took too long to get rid of it, and so was under a lot of pressure. An awkward bounce for Fellows. Brereton came through. Matthews, a hand pass to Knights. Knights straightens up and goes forward. 2 goals to Peter Knights. Good play, Lee Matthews.
Sometimes life gets so crowded with financial problems, we don't have room to move.
Hello, kids. Hello,
That's
dog.
why there's Westpac's all-together banking package. There's high-interest savings, a cheque account free of activity charges, automatic bill payments, and a Westpac MasterCard with a line of credit to help you through the tough times. Even discounts on insurance and personal loans. If you need room to move, get it all together with Westpac, the bank.
We've seen a whole lot of champions in Australia.
From NEC comes a video recorder with features that lead the way. Dual audio heads ensure the highest quality hi-fi stereo sound. 2-speed recording means 8 hours from 1 4-hour tape. And NEC's 4 tape heads give you perfect slow motion and freeze.
Compare NEC's range at your retailer. Feature for feature, I reckon NEC's miles ahead.
Australia's champion in video too.
Stepping out, the zaniest chorus line you're ever likely to meet. Join Rowena Wallace, Carol Ray, Colette Mann and Nancy Hayes in the West End Comedy Hit of the Year. With a full supporting cast and directed by Rodney Fisher, Stepping Out will have you roaring with laughter. The London critics cheered it's going to tap, tap, tap forever.
Opens August 10th at the Comedy Theatre. Book now at the Comedy Theatre or Bass Outlets.
The one remaining match to be played in round 19 will be a beauty as a shattered North Melbourne attempt to end a downward slide and regain confidence against a Sydney Swan side playing their first home game under Sydney ownership. Seven's Big League, live Sunday at 2. Be there.
On Seven's Big League, our matches between Hawthorn and Collingwood at Princes Park, and we go back to the game now. We pick up play at the 15-minute mark of the third quarter. The Hawks leading by 30 points.
Kennedy will compete against Fellows. Kennedy's number 34 almost covered with mud. Number 15 is Wes Fellows. Nobody gets a clear tap. Raines picks it up, gets the hand pass in. The throw, according to the umpire, or too long, one or the other, a little harsh in my opinion. And Gary Ayres puts the ball high. Dunstall at the back. Knights comes out, goes towards goal, across the face of goal, and out of bounds on the full. Knights had already kicked 3 goals. 2 in the first quarter, 1 in the second. Offline that time, and Greg Smith, now in the back pocket, will take the kick. Towards the half-back line. Burn from behind. Fellows or Morwood, either player had it, and Fellows will... No, it's Morwood who's being paid. So Shane Morwood. Towards centre wing. Morris in the front position, punched away by Williams, taken there by Beers. Williams in underneath, could easily be free kicked. But umpire side bottom electing to bounce the ball or throw the ball up instead. Mark Williams now on the forward line. Werner gets the tap. It's taken by Barham. Long kick by Barham. Bounces awkwardly from McKeon. Morris gets it across to Swab. Swab goes short. He was looking for Wallace. Throw almost that time. As Swab tries to come through, so too does Rains. Picked up by Neville Shaw. A great tackle by Gary Ayres. So much so that he forced the bounce to take place. And this time it'll be thrown up a little further out than centre half forward for Collingwood. Byrne gets the tap down. Swab first on the scene. Got one too high. And so Peter Swab will take the free kick. Swab has... I missed that, Sandy. I was watching Langford, who was on his own on this side of the ground.
Certainly an enormous amount of affection, isn't there, Shane, between opposing players? Now, where was the football? It's a Hawthorn kick.
We'll come back to Peter Swab, I think. Yeah. He's still got Langford across the ground, but...
he's going to take him back and say, look, kick back across the middle.
Now he's got Handley if he looks this way, but he goes the other. Russell Morris, the player who's looking for. Di Pierdomenico picks it up. It was smothered. Still wrestling for it. And umpire Cameron quick to come in case tempers got frayed once again. So it's thrown up. Byrne gets the tap. Wallace puts it forward. McCormick comes out in front of Knights to take the mark. Into the centre of the ground. Lester Smith taps it down. Swab's there. This kick smothered. Sumner comes out with the ball. A hand pass across to Tony Shaw. Over the top to Williams. Williams gives the hand pass across to Beers. Beers kick down towards the goal square. It's off the hands of the pack. Can it be taken by Collins? It is. It's a goal!
Been a long time coming, but there's number 5 on the board for Collingwood. And can that start them going in this third term? We're at the 18.5-minute mark. There's not a lot of time left. But they move along to 5-11, trailing Hawthorn 10-5 on 7's big lead.
Collingwood's defence has done a good job in this quarter. Hawthorn with 2 goals early in the piece, but they haven't found scores easy to come by, whilst Collingwood have added 1 goal 5. There's 6 scoring shots to 2 in this quarter.
Centre bounce once again. Fellows can't take it out of the middle. Mullane the opportunity. Brereton giving chase, but he gets his kick just in time out in front of Beers. Handball goes straight to Tuck. He's under plenty of pressure. Collingwood fans crying out for holding the ball. Richardson sweeps it back to Beers to the half-forward line. Buckenara is there, pops one up in the air, however, and Wallace gets Hawthorn out of trouble. Back to the centre. Sumner couldn't take it. Tuck. Handley. Di Pierdomenico. Had a bit of trouble, did the Dip. He's still going to come away with it. And away he goes. To the half-forward line, Knights with the one hand, trying to perhaps push it back towards Matthews. But this time the free kick goes against him. And Collingwood through Smith out of trouble. Smith in towards the centre, finds Rains. Back he goes with the handball. It's good football. Smith now steadies up towards the half-forward line. Anson came out, couldn't take the mark. He does have backup support, though. The handball is well smothered by Collins' handball. And it's Morris who eventually gets it out to Loveridge. But the free kick's gone the other way. It will be brought back. And a report, I believe, Robert, correct me here, but it would appear as though Manson has been reported.
I would say so, Sandy. And while all that was going on, Russo replacing Ayres.
Right. Well, the free kick has been taken down the ground, and it will be the opportunity for Dunstall to score for the Hawks. He floats one into the square, and 1 point as the result. 10-6, plays 5-11.
Peter McCormack will put the ball back into play. Looking for Phillips. Rains comes over the top. Richardson takes it, gets the hand pass in. Barham breaks the tackle, does well. The hand pass across to Neville Shaw, who does likewise to Rains, who dummies beautifully. Rains then goes straight down the ground towards centre half forward. Manson couldn't take the mark. As he was coming through, he copped Russo too high. A little technical, I do believe, but probably there nonetheless. Russo, a poor kick by Russo, was looking for Morris, and it dropped short, and Collins takes the mark. Collins runs around Morris. Good play by the little fellow. Gets the hand pass across now to Neville Shaw. Neville Shaw goes goalward. Excellent play. Morris being caught unawares on that occasion. That was one time when he would have been better off picking the ball up and making him go back for his kick. But as a result, it's a goal to Neville Shaw.
Here are tonight's Stats 2 results, just drawn under government supervision.
What is Australia saying about Holden Commodore and Chimera?
The Commodore has more equipment, more comfort, more technology, and more value.
The Holden Chimera? I love it.
Thrilled. It's the best thing I ever did.
Yes, they're cars we can all feel proud of. And to keep them bestsellers, GMH is giving Holden dealers factory bonuses to pass on to you. That's right, GMH factory bonuses on Commodore and Chimera, but only for a limited time. It's time to buy better at your Holden dealer. Now.
For the next 30 seconds, consider Nashua's 4790 photocopier. In addition to a host of features such as automatic two-sided copying of documents, it's extremely rapid. In fact, the Nashua 4790 produces all these copies in the time it takes to bring you this message. Copy speed. Another reason to make Nashua your #1 choice in office copiers.
Tomorrow is Sunday Press Day, and in Sunday Press this week, fashion expert Lillian Frank previews the fit and fashionable look in a new range of super smart tracksuits. They're not just for joggers. Ion Tiriac is known as the Svengali of big-time tennis, the man behind Wimbledon champ Boris Becker. Read his remarkable story in Sunday Press. Plus, the confrontation between Crackers and Sir Billy, the wives who wait for the men of the Antarctic, and much more in Sunday Press, out tomorrow.
Quincy has his hands full when meat contaminated with botulism is released into the water system of a huge sporting complex. But in the midst of a chaotic nightmare, could romance be in the air? Quincy, 8:30 tonight on 7.
22 minutes played, another couple here, and we'll have a game on our hands in this last quarter. Collingwood absolutely desperate to keep their finals hopes alive, but in these heavy weather conditions, who is going to find the tired legs first? To the Hawthorn half-forward line, Knights. El Supremo. To the half-forward line. Kennedy was the target. Dunstall, Buckenara. Back with Kennedy. Will he swoop the wrong way? No, he goes to Wallace. Hurried tumble punt kick down towards the forward line. Morwood trying to steal it was Matthews. Uses strength to make his way down towards the footy in the net. But they can't get it out. And so another ball up.
And ball up to take place short of centre half forward. Fellows grabs it out of the ruck. The hand pass across to Rains. Likewise to Morwood. To Neville Shaw. Up towards the centre of the ground. McKeon in the front takes them up.
And how's that for mud in your eye?
And so Ron McKeon. Long penalty. McKeon's kick. Up towards the goal square. Manson from behind. but the front man must be paid, and so Chris Mew will take the mark. Mew is going to give it short. Called play on by the umpire. But Mew equal to the occasion. A good effort out there by McKeon again. Taps it wide. Swab coming in. Neville Shaw likewise. Diving in there, Russo. Kicked off the ground by Byrne. The loose ball picked up by Mullane. The hand pass across to Abernathy. Kick smothered. Tap wide by Mullane. Abernathy again. Up towards the forward area. At the back of the pack, it's Collins. Tackled, but gets the boot to the ball, and Collins kicks his second for the quarter.
3 goals in almost as many minutes, and the Pies figure they're back in business. The scoreboard showing Collingwood 7-11-53. They're down by 13 points. Hawks are 10-6-66 on Sevens. Big league, and limping from the ground at the moment is Collingwood's Ricky Barra. He'll be replaced by Andrew Witts. But the Pies, not only the players but also the crowd, sensing that the boys could get up. Not even into time on yet in this third term. Rains down towards the half-forward line. Williams, will he soccer off the ground? No. Witts across to Tony Shaw, down towards full forward. Mew's in front again. Rides one bump beautifully. Gets underneath a punt kick, gathers little distance, and Witts will take the mark. Mew playing in front of Manson. Here they go again. Waiting down Beers, but the umpire has said, hang on, we've got a free kick here. And it will go the way of the man who had such a wonderful first half, Rod Lester-Smith. Short to Loveridge on the half-back front. 13 points the difference. And Hawthorn, after looking quite at ease, suddenly realising they've got a fight on their hands. Byrne towards Knights, tried to push it on cleverly to Buckenara, who's got Matthews further downfield. It's only got a set for Lethal. Here he goes. Will he go into the square? He can, and he does. Great play because Dunstall is down there, and he will have a shot for his first goal. The steadying reply is set to come from Jason Dunstall. He fires into the stand, and he does offer that reply. So once again, the margin 19 points here on Sevens Big League.
Excellent play by Lee Matthews. Knight's not trying to take the mark, tapped it over. Buckenara accepted it, gave the hand pass to Matthews, and Lee made no attempt to have the shot at goal. And with Phillips having to come out towards Matthews, he just very calmly and coolly placed it across onto the chest of Jason Dunstall. Centre bounce. Fellows gets the tap. Another pack forming. Umpire giving them plenty of time in these conditions to try and get it out. And Beers and Wallace. Wallace comes out with the ball and a lot of mud as well. And so it will be thrown up once again in the centre.
Despite the conditions, Rob, it's been a good game of footy.
I think in these conditions, Sandy, an excellent game of football. Fellows taps it over the top. Witts taps it on. Wallace gets the kick forward. Brereton takes it. Slips. Gets the hand pass out towards Tuck. Tuck short kick. Drops short and Sumner takes it. Hand passes across to Phillips. Phillips easily gets around his opponent. Up towards centre wing. Buckenara got one in the back from Fellows. Umpire called play on. Witts came in. Moore with a hand pass to Neville Shaw. His kick up towards half forward. Hanley and Mew comes out to McKeon. The hand pass taken by Williams. Williams to Richardson. Richardson under pressure, gets it to Beers. Beers towards goal. That's an excellent goal from Mark Beers. Great goal, in fact, to Beers. And so Collingwood still hanging in there.
Yes, Mark Beers has booted his second goal, and Collingwood's 8-11, 59. Once again, the margin 13 points. Hawthorn are 11-6, 72, and Hawthorn's Chris Mew just in the hands of the trainers there. Let's hope that he's okay.
Really Kalana would handle it.
Did he?
The last
most unfortunate. Let's hope that he's all right. Centre bounce once again. Now will the Hawks whip it down the ground and offer the quick reply.
Great play, Wallace.
Yes, he's a terrier, isn't he? Down towards Knights. Soccer it off the ground. Peter to Lee, and thank you all. Have a goal. Well, that's how quick they can do it. Sensational stuff from the old brigade. Wallace, Knights,
gamble that time and came up the ground. And sometimes you have to take a risk, but when it doesn't come off, there it is, go on the ball. Fellows, Burt. Fellows again gets a tap, taps it on. Rains comes through, kicks it off the ground, comes out towards Neville Shaw. His kick goes forward. McKeon's there, punched away by Langford, tapped on by Hanley, taken by Russo across there, and Langford puts the kick forward. Morwood comes out, taken away by Richardson. Richardson a hand pass across to McCormack. McCormack's off the side of the boot, just trapped by Abernathy. Abernathy's kick wobbles towards Neville Shaw, puts him under a lot of pressure. Punched away by Tuck, it comes back to Tuck. His hand pass goes forward, intercepted by McCormack. It's very close to the boundary line, in fact just over before Abernathy could gain possession. Abernathy not pleased about the decision, but the boundary umpire was right on the scene, so I'd have no reason to doubt that one. From the throw, Kennedy in the front position. Over the back, we saw Rains, and umpire Cameron is saying that he had no chance of getting rid of it. Tony Shaw didn't look very happy about that.
Look at Rains. Jeff Rains, it's a mess, doesn't he? Covered in that. Dermot Brereton over the top to Wallace. You deny just about any bump you give him, that man. Dippier Domenico, there's another one. Matthews gets the favourable bounce if he can get back there in time before Mullane. He traps it, loses it, and the umpire will come in and have a bounce. It's very, very close to the boundary line. Down in Hawthorn's right forward pocket zone. In the 31st minute of this third term, so the siren not far away. It's been a great quarter of footy. Hawthorn drawing away, Collingwood coming back. Now Hawthorn coming back to steady things down again. They've got it down towards Dunstall. He finds Loveridge. Loveridge swings round onto the right foot in towards full forward. Brereton was there, couldn't take the mark. Morwood gets the handball away to Sumner. He heads towards the boundary line. Buckenara may get there just in time. He does, and he pushes it back towards Dippier Domenico. Look at the pace of Dippy. Steadies. In towards full forward. Tuck flying. No mark, I don't think, to a Hawthorn player at least, because the siren has sounded. And at three-quarter time, Hawthorn 12-6, 78. Leading Collingwood 8-11-59 on Seven's Big League.
You're watching Seven's Big League, part of the Nissan VFL Premiership season.
And Collingwood on two occasions getting to within 13 points of Hawthorn in that quarter, but they failed to score a major in the final term, adding only 5 behinds, and it was Hawthorn victorious by 32 points. In the stats, Hawthorn having 25 more kicks, but Collingwood had 24 more handballs. And the goal kickers at Princes Park, the major contributors for Hawthorn, Lee Matthews got 4 and Peter Knights got 3, and for Collingwood 2 each to Collins and Beers. Our report at Princes Park this afternoon for Seven's Big League was Peter Donegan.
The Hawks handled today's heavy conditions at Princes Park far better than the struggling Magpies, and their 32-point victory effectively ended any hope that Collingwood did have of sneaking into the finals. Superb in defence was former West Australian Rod Lester-Smith, one of the team's most consistent performers this season.
Well, it turned out to be an easy win at the finish, but there were certainly a few dicey moments there in the third quarter.
Well, I wouldn't say it was an easy win. I mean, you know, Collingwood today was, I guess, their opportunity to sort of make it or break it. And, you know, they were going to keep at us all day, and they certainly did. I mean, that type of game sort of brings everybody down a bit equal, and it wasn't, you know, it wasn't easy by any standards. Towards the end there, you know, we probably got a few of the breaks more than they did, and you know, got the goals on the board. They kicked perhaps a little bit poorly in the third quarter, which sort of let us off the hook a little bit.
Back into the fold today came lethal Lee Matthews after completing his 4-match deregistration period.
Good to be back. I think it wasn't the best conditions to come back in. It was pretty tough when the ground's as wet and muddy as that was today. It makes it very hard, but all you can do is persevere and keep working hard and just hope the odd opportunity sort of comes your way, particularly as a forward.
You had a fair bit of close attention in the early stages of the game with Mark Williams. He's actually like a second skin.
Oh, yes. Well, that's his job, and yeah, good defensive play. I suppose the two captains on each other, the way it worked out.
Finished up with 4 goals at the end of the game. Were you pleased with your own form?
Oh, not extraordinarily, but I've never had much these days, you know. But my job down there is just to try and chip in with a few goals, really, and try and compete hard down there. So if I could average 4 goals each week, I'd probably be quite happy. So the end result wasn't too bad.
What about the story that came out in the paper the other day that you had been approached to coach another league club, just digressing from today's game?
Well, I was a bit annoyed with that because that wasn't the case. It was simply someone a club rang and said, am I interested in talking about it? That's a lot different than being offered the job. I have not been offered a job, but even so, I'm not in a position to be able to even talk about it because I've got my commitments with Hawthorn, and that was sort of like a 2-minute conversation, but I definitely wasn't offered the job, and it really annoys me when I've sort of been quoted as saying that when in fact it didn't happen.
Lee Matthews today playing his 333rd day game for Hawthorn, joining Bruce Dool in that same number, and that pair only behind John Rantel and Kevin Bartlett in terms of VFL games played. You're watching Seven's Big League. Back with more in just a moment.
NEC Fantastic Footy Flashbacks features former Collingwood champ John Greening. Next on Seven's Big League.
The Hoover Elite 900 has a wool cycle fully approved by the Australian Wool Corporation. That's why Hoover is ahead of the rest.
Who ever heard of a brand new economy vehicle for $5,500?
Suzuki! Mighty boy!
You just did.
They won the day, all the way from Normandy to Goose Green. They tackled the Iranian embassy siege with ruthless efficiency. They changed the face of modern warfare with their blitzkrieg tactics. They are the world's crack military forces, the elite. Now, for the first time, they're training weapons and personal accounts in one hard-hitting series, the Elite. Get Part 2, plus the Fighting Australians free with Part 1, the Elite.
This is Abby, a very beautiful and powerful woman with the money and connections to get exactly what she wants. Aldine is equally beautiful. She also has money and connections. But the similarities stop there, except for the man in their lives. Knots Landing, 9:30 tonight.
On Seven's Big League, time to check the leading goal kickers now after today's round of matches. And Simon Beasley, now only 11 goals from the magical ton. He kicked a further 3 today for a season's tally of 89. Michael Roach got 1 for 80. Bernie Quinlan, 5 for 71. Tony Lockett, 3 for a total of 70. Brian Taylor got 1 goal for 68. And Gary Ablett, well off target today. I think from memory he kicked about 2-5 or 2-6, and his season's tally is 67. If you're having a punt on the football this afternoon, the footy bet turned out like this. Essendon selection 5, returning $4.90. Carlton selection 22, $6.15. Footscray selection 13, $11.65. Hawthorn selection 6, $4.95, and Melbourne selection 14, $9.15. Today's footy quad: Essendon, Carlton, Footscray and Hawthorn, 2, 9, 6 and 3, $319.55. Hope you had it. Time now for NEC Fantastic Footy Flashbacks, and once again our host, good evening to Sandy Roberts.
Thank you, Peter, and welcome once again to NEC's Fantastic Footy Flashbacks. This week we go back to the late 60s and early 70s, particularly for Collingwood fans. In fact, we're going to be looking at a player whom Peter McKenna described as once having more talent than any other player the great full forward had ever played with. Our particular star tonight made his debut in 1968. The man I'm talking about, particularly R&L Bullock of Preston and Mr. T. Farrell of Highton down there at Geelong, is John Greening.
Get his boot to it cleanly, picked up by Ian Collins, held, play on. Greening once again goes forward, but oh, is it in or out? It's a goal! A big pack, but punched away. The Carlton defence is spoiling. It's still on the ground. Here's a chance for Collingwood once again, picked up by Greening. He kicks toward goal. Free kick too. Whistle's gone.
Frank, the players racing for the ball. Greening versus Hall. Greening getting around Hall. The ball close to the line now. Greening getting balance, going for the run. He's lost it, however, it's in front of him. Oh, the handball comes out towards Tutton. Tutton back to Greening. Greening onto the left foot. It's good shot for goal. It's good.
Puts it out towards the wing position where it's marked by Gott. Gott puts his left foot into it, drives it right down. Up they go. From behind. Greening. A glorious mark. Greening. A glorious mark.
It's a high one, a big pack for me that's punched out clear to Frank Davis. He can't take it. It's picked up here. It's John Greening a chance with the left foot. He drives in toward the goal square.
Thompson against Minot.
Thompson getting the front position, gets the knockout too. A good one up towards Greening, closely attended by Pace. Greening pushing the ball along in front of him. A left foot snap now from the pocket is a nice...
Oh, what a shot.
The ripper! I tell you what, he slammed it right through.
Today there's, at the moment, I mean, there's about 95 players, if you can call it that way, in the centre bounce. And there's Greening. Oh, great player, Greening. Bounce it once on his left foot. Shut the gate. Goes to Twiggy. Dunn towards goal.
Good trumps Collingwood move into attack by the half-forward flank, and the mark up there to John Greening. What a ripper!
Hand passed across here is Collingwood going forward once again. A hand pass across to Greening from Gott. Greening looks forward. No worries.
Clifton now with a kick out of the half-back flank for Collingwood. Oh, Greening up very, very high. Pennell is forced to fly against Thompson. However, the ball is taken by Greening, the ruck.
Playing well, O'Callaghan. Oh, good football. Here comes Greening with a long... He dummies. He's got a shot. There's a chance for going to the big net. Solid. And he fires. And it's a goal. Well, have you ever seen anything like that? That's one of the best dashes we've seen on the Collingwood football ground.
So there we are, Collingwood's centre wingman, or half-forward flanker, John Greening. A tragic career after starting his football in 1968 and went through to round 14 of 1972 when he was tragically injured. But to his credit, he was able to come back in 1974, play through until 1976, and in that time amass a total of 107 league games. Don't forget, just drop us a line if you'd like to see one of your favourites in action. And also, next week in NEC Fantastic Footy Flashbacks, we'll be making one of our big prize draws, so hope you can join us then, because you could be a winner.
Throughout season 85, all letters will go into our Fantastic Footy Flashbacks barrel and be eligible to win one of 6 magnificent portable televisions from NEC. At the end of the season, all entries will go back into the barrel for the major prize draw of this outstanding 63cm stereo colour television and a VHS video hi-fi from NEC, high technology colour television and video.
And more action coming up shortly on Seven's Big League after this break.
Essendon roll on towards September. Next on Seven's Big League.
What is Australia saying about Holden Commodore and Chimera?
The Commodore has more equipment, more comfort, more technology, and more value.
The Holden Chimera, I love it.
Thrilled. It's the best thing I ever did.
Yes, they're cars we can all feel proud of. And to keep them best sellers, GMH is giving Holden dealers factory bonuses to pass on to you. That's right, GMH factory bonuses on Commodore and Chimera, but only for a limited time. It's time to buy better at your Holden dealer. Now.
Now's the time to beat the rumoured budget tax rises with a timely buy from Copper Art. Grandfather clocks bring a touch of class to any home. Elsewhere, these sell for up to 3 times the price. Top quality German clockmakers and traditional Italian master craftsmen have combined to create this clock of lasting beauty. At Copper Art, the pre-budget price is a mere $799. It's worth a visit now to choose from our grandfather clock range. You'll be delighted at Copper Art.
All it takes to install the medium-sized Hoover Premier is a few minutes of your time instead of a service manual. That's why Hoover is ahead of the rest.
Once in a generation, a movie comes along that's a genuine instant classic. The Wizard of Oz, Willy Wonka, and now Francis Ford Coppola's The Black Stallion. It's the story of a boy, a spirited Arab stallion, and a retired racehorse trainer. Familiar elements treated in an exciting and imaginative way. The vivid fire at sea, the shipwreck, the magical meeting between boy and horse, the touching relationship between man and boy. Superb photography, exciting music, and performances to remember. The Black Stallion. Don't miss it.
For the first time on television, the Academy Award winner, the exquisite family movie that will ignite the imagination, The Black Stallion, your premiere Sunday movie at 8:30, presented by Mazda on Channel 7.
Match of the day this afternoon was at VFL Park for the clash between 6th place Geelong and league leaders Essendon. For the Cats, it meant a chance to sneak into the 5, perhaps briefly, while for Tommy Hafey, the game chalked up his 450th appearance as a VFL senior coach. After some heavy rain during the week, the ground was naturally heavy, although a lot better than many people expected. Essendon, after their 104-point drubbing last week of North Melbourne, was strengthened even further this afternoon by the return of Neil and Merritt, although Paul Vanderhaar was a late withdrawal. Geelong went into the match very much as outsiders, as they hadn't tasted success against the Dons in their last 7 outings, last winning at VFL Park in round 2 of the 1981 season. Tonight, our replay begins at the 12-minute mark of the 3rd quarter. Lee Richards is with me in the commentary box. Essendon is leading by only 4 points.
11.5 minutes gone in the 3rd quarter. 42 plays 38, a very low-scoring game. But the football has been pretty tough. Williams, just about Geelong's best player. In fact, the 2 Williamses, Darren Williams for Essendon and Greg Williams for Geelong. They both played ripper matches. In front is Brian Wood. Terry Bright. Wood again. Does it well. Long kick. Up to half forward, trying to find Watson, got 2 hands to it, couldn't complete the mark, backing up as Reynoldsson for Geelong. Gets around Watson, wobbly old punt kick though, only travels about 30 metres, and a good mark by Shane Williams. Shane Williams at centre field, on to Scratcher Neal. Neal to half forward, underneath it Donnell, the easiest of marks, it's the easiest he'll get all day. Donnell out wide, looks for Elshaw. Stands his ground. El takes a fine mark.
He's played a fine game too, Peter.
Yes. Out to Tui. Oh, look where he's kicked that. Straight to foul to Donnell. For 2 uncontested marks in the last minute to Frank Donnell. This time he's gone for a short pass to Elshaw, who picks it up well at half-back. A long kick by the Essendon Rover, and doesn't he kick the ball well? Madden went for the knock-on, not successful. It's a real scramble out there at the moment. That was almost a throw. Hand pass comes out to Bruns ultimately from Boss. Merritt, great mark. Roger down there in defence. He started at full forward. Brian Wood. Wood up the centre wing. Is that out of bounds? I think it may be, yes. Boundary umpire right on the spot. And so it will be a throw-in on the centre wing. Members stand side. Knocked down by Essendon's Madden, picked up by Hocking. Hocking to Bolton. Bolton tries to get around Elshaw, shrugs the tackle well, onto Reynoldsson. Reynoldsson to Christensen. Geelong getting plenty of possessions, but they can't score. Can they this time? Ablett leads out well from Wood and takes the mark, but he's about 70 metres from goal. He's not a bad kick though, Ablett. It would need to be an excellent one to score from there. The ripper kick. It won't be a score. Bright trying to juggle it. Merritt right there with him. In fact, it may even be a bounce right on the line as Merritt comes reeling out and he'll get a free kick.
He's acting like the umpire's pet, isn't he? Wouldn't think butter melt in his mouth.
No. Merritt. For Madden. Madden got one too high. He'll take the free kick, Big Simon. Madden at half-back flank. That's a better kick. To centre field. Watson and Boss. Wood. Watson. Watson on centre wing around Shane Williams. He's gone for a pass down towards left half-forward flank. Weston gets there first from Tui. And Tui will get a free kick for in the back. Tui a little bit short of the right half-back flank.
And we're just on the 15-minute mark of this 3rd quarter. 4 points the difference still. Short pass picked up here by Christensen on half-back. Shoots the ball out there towards Greg Williams. That's a good mark in front of Banfield. It's a good distance out from goal, about 80 metres out towards the half-forward flank. Over it goes to Boss. Boss with a left footer. Up there towards Ablett's got the city fly, but that's a great mark there to Madden. That could be a 15-metre penalty against Ablett. Yes, this brings Madden up to the centre-half back position. They're still having a box on. A hand pass coming over now to Foles. Foles shoots the ball out wide, looking for Watson. Watson at the back. Umpire called play. I thought it was interference that time, but he said no, good play on the part of Shane Williams. Once again, the ball is driven over the half-forward line. Foles having a battle, taps the ball down, Banfield's ground. But the umpire's found a free kick. It'll go to Hawker. So the Bombers really struggling. They can't get a goal, and we must give full marks to Geelong. They're putting up a tremendous gutsy performance here today. Howlett goes wide now to Weston. Tui in front. Down goes Tui. Got one on the back again. That's the second free kick Weston's given away against this bloke in the last 5 minutes. So they're really lifting their game, Geelong. Good pass, and marked here by the Geelong skipper, Bruns. Bruns out there on the centre wing position, ready to send them into attack again. They trail by 4 points, just over the 16-minute mark of this third quarter. Hazard, out-manoeuvring his opponent that time, Neil, and takes a great mark at centre-half back. They're finding it mighty difficult to score goal because the Geelong defence standing up well. They've got Walsh down there on the forward line. In goes Williams. He's grabbed. He taps the ball. He actually threw that, I reckon. Over it goes to Foles. Up it goes now. Spencer couldn't hold the mark. He's got the second go at it. Oh, that's a bad hand pass. Back it comes. They're all missing. Baker's got a chance to get clear. Over it goes now to Elsher. He won't mess about. It'll be a goal. And that's a goal. So that's a goal at Essendon that puts them 10 points in front. 7 goals, 6-48 to Geelong. 4 goals, 14-38. That's good play on the part of Baker. Quick thinking, of course, they nominated Elsher and missed those shots running into goal. That's his third. Into the quarter by 17 minutes. And they've hit the front by 10 points. This is a danger point for Geelong now because this is the time they really take the game away from their opposition. Centre bounce again. Knocked out by Burke. Over to Bruns. The Cats go back into attack. They need a goalie to be back in it again. Over it goes to Woods. He ran into trouble that time. He's not clear. Hamblett gets a hand pass out now to Couch. Straightens up, fires at the goals. This could be all right. It's a goal. So there's still only 4 points down. Well recovered by Geelong. So it's Geelong 5 goals, 14-44 to Western 7-6-48.
2 goals coming up in a couple of minutes, and we haven't seen many goals scored today, as the scoreboard indicates. We've only had 12 for the match, and we're halfway through the third quarter. Couch putting through his first goal for Geelong, and so the Cats once again are back in business. Ablett still Geelong's leading goal kicker. Bright, Couch and Flanagan have kicked others. On Seven's big league, 4 points the difference now. 48 plays 44. 18 minutes gone in the third quarter. Harvey fumbles, gets it at the second grab. Long kick up over the half-forward line. Elshaw and Christensen. Elshaw grabs it and then drops it like a hot spud. Comes out with the ball. He's deadly in front of goal. This guy, it's going close. One behind. 5 points the difference in favour of Essendon. 7-7 to 5-14. 49 to 44. Number 12 for Geelong is Cleve. Cleve this time coming to the member stand side. That's okay. The mark is taken for Geelong. Up to Tui. Some Couch before. Bruns on centre wing. Geelong skipper down towards left half forward. Free kick against Brian Wood. There's a little bit of a box on too further downfield. It's out of screen there. Umpires are sorting it out.
Well, he's taken the free kick away from Ablett and given it to Williams closer to goal, Pete. And it's against young Banfield, who's not too happy with the decision, but you can't argue with the umpires once they've made it.
So Williams with the free kick. That's Greg Williams. Well, it's not a long kick at all. An Academy Award performance from Bright. Sees Williams come out with the ball. That's Darren Williams. He's had over 20 possessions so far. Watson. Oh, gathers it in beautifully, Timmy Watson. The pass out to Baker. This is Essendon at its best. Once Baker gets clear, you're in trouble. To Western. Beautifully played, Bombers. Harvey. Stand back. Here's Essendon. Goal. Great play. Best passenger play of the day. Harvey's first goal. And Essendon once again looking the goods. 8-7-55 to 5-14-44.
Well, that was brilliant play on the part of their acting skipper that time. Watch Timmy Watson tap the ball over his opponent's head. Scoops it in, spots Baker out there on his own. That is a magnificent bit of play on the part of Watson. But Baker doing well too as he gets Western in his sights. And Western doesn't hesitate. He watches Harvey going past on his own and kicks a fine goal.
11 points the difference. Third quarter action on Seven's big league. 20 and a half minutes gone in the term. 55 to 44 in favour of the reigning premiers. Out it comes to Mark Boss. A good long kick by the Geelong defender down to half forward, trying to find Ablett. And at long last, he's taken an overhead grab today. He took a spectacular juggling one in the first quarter.
He's played a fair game, Pete, just to say.
Yes, he has. I still think, Lou, that he's carrying a little bit of a corky. Long way from goal. Merritt Oh, it's no mark. Donnell's got to be joking. Flanagan just about caught with the ball.
Free kick for throwing the ball, Pete, against Donnell.
Yes, that's what umpire Saws has paid.
Good decision by umpire Saws because Donnell did throw it away.
I didn't see that. And so the free kick going to Terry Bright. He's kicked one goal after he marked strongly in the opening quarter in the goal square. Bright, from only 10 metres out, has put it through for a goal. It's his second, and once again the game comes to life here at VFL Park. 5 points the difference, 8:7.55 to 6:14.50.
And we're just over the 21.5-minute mark, so the Cats doing a magnificent job against the mighty Bombers. There's the, now watch this, he actually threw that away one-handed, and that is a throw, and of course that was a goal to Geelong. Points the difference, just on the 22-minute mark of this third quarter. And the umpire said hold the ball against Geelong. Oh, Hughes is not too happy about it. I don't blame him. I thought it was held to him by Elshaw. But Elshaw will take the free kick at centre field. Essendon front by 5 points. Over their half-forward line. Coming out there is Weston. Lost sight of. There's a go for Baker, but the umpire's found a free kick. It'll be against Geelong. To Weston for interference. So Weston, I've seen him do this so many times. We've shifted from the defensive side of the ground, come down into attack and finish up being a match winner. We'll never forget his grand final last year. There's a short pass. It's a good one, and Spencer's got the mark, only about 25 metres out from goal. Essendon in front by 5 points as we approach the 23-minute mark of this third quarter. Kick by Spencer is on its way, or ready to get on its way, I should say. He was going to kick, but he decided to go back and have another go.
He held it just as well on the replay.
That's right.
First time around, Lou.
Here he comes now. From about 25 metres out, it's a goal. So the Bombers now still 11 points in front of the 23-minute mark. 9 goals, 7:61 to Geelong, 6:14.50.
Do you know how many home appliances National makes? Talk about lots of friends around the house. And I got to show them all to you in one commercial. All of them? Here goes. Like National does.
The giants of world tennis are coming to Kooyong for this year's Ford Australian Open. See the world's hottest new star Boris Becker attempt to win his second Grand Slam tournament against the likes of McEnroe, Curran and Lendl, along with the world's best women players. The earlier you book, the closer you'll be to the action. So book now at all best outlets for the Ford Australian Open. Tonight, following Seven's Big League, Quincy races against the clock to save the World Soccer Championship from disaster. And Abby tries desperately to hide the truth from Gary on Knott's Landing. Then at 10:30, greed and terror threaten to destroy newfound independence on Falcon Crest.
23.5 minutes gone, 11 points the difference in favour of the Bombers. But the Cats are still hanging in there, knocked out by Burke, picked up by Buse, scoots away beautifully. A good hand pass to Bolt, who's been a star player today. Let's fly at the goals. Oh, there's Ablett flying, couldn't hold the mark. A fumble that time by Donnell. He can't get it clear. It comes back, but Merritt plays it safe, and it's pushed through for 1 point. So the Cats still not giving in. They're really fighting it out today. The difference now 10 points. 61 plays 51, and we're just on the 24.5-minute mark of this, the third quarter. Short kick. Don't know what he's trying to do here. Donnell, if he's not careful, he'll lose it, but he gets a kick back now towards that half-back line. Hawk at the back had no... Oh, he's dropped an easy one, but the umpire's paying that for probably interference. I think he could have been a bit lucky.
I don't think he paid the mark, did he, Lou?
I don't think so, and I'll tell you what, Pete, They've been messing about a bit, Essendon, been a little bit too cocky. They could easily lose this game if they continue to do that.
Up towards their half-forward line. Izzard, roads it beautifully from the back. Has a shot at goal. And through for only 1 point. No one home for Geelong, so the Cats off the hook there. 62 to 51, a difference of 11 points in favour of the Bombers. 9-8 to 6-15. Tui, high, picked up by Baker. Baker's short pass down to Harvey. Another short pass. Spencer got one a little bit too high, I would have thought. Out of bounds. Right forward pocket for Essendon. Only a couple of metres from the behind post, a boundary throw-in. And we're now playing time on in the third quarter. Very low-scoring game. In front is Burke. Back to Buse. Buse's kick is a short one, almost a mark to Banfield, but it's a push in the back. And the free kick, quite an obvious one, will go to Greg Williams in the left back pocket, and he will be assisted by a 15-metre penalty.
Bit of bad news for Essendon. Timmy Watson in a bit of trouble, Pete. He's limping down there in the forward pocket.
He used to have a few problems with his ankles a couple of seasons back. Seems to be all right now. Walsh punches the ball well clear. Down to Bolton. Bolton has done well on the centre wing. Out wide to Scratch and Neal. Will he get the bounce? Yes, he does. Bradbury's caught him. Great tackle. Dropping the ball just about. Chance for the Cats. Alderdice. Up the half forward. And Bright. Ablett. Couch. They collide. No system at all displayed by Geelong. Wood comes out with the ball. Fires a long hand pass to Merritt. He's caught well by Bright. Still the umpire calls play on. Hawker to Donnell. Back to centre wing. The mark taken there by Banfield. 20-metre hand pass to Elshaw. Around Burt without too many problems. Down to half forward for Essendon once more. Interference there surely. And the free kick going to Geelong. It will be taken by Christensen. Just short of centre half back. 26 and a half minutes gone in the term. Good kick by Christensen up to the centre square. Alderdice, mark, free kick, whatever. Alderdice just short of the centre square. Puts Geelong into attack. I think it'll be a long quarter. Ablett held, still takes the mark. 8 marks to Gary Ablett. He's kicked 2 goals for so far. This time decides to fire out the hand pass. Scratch and Neal at half forward, goes long. Into the 10-metre square. In front, Flanagan. Can't grab it. Donnell goes for the hand pass to Bradbury.
And good play on the part of Essendon's defence there. Bradbury with the ball down there in the back pocket. A short pass, and Weston's got it out there at half back. Still 11 points the difference. Well, Bolton caught one going past that time. Ball back out there now, and the ball driven across there by Fowles to centre field. At the back there was the big fellow. Matt takes a great mark. Too strong that time for all dogs. Quick hand pass coming over to Hawker. Doesn't know where to go. He's got it out wide now. Shaw's grabbed hold of the ball. A beaut tackle that time.
Great tackle.
Great tackle that time by Tui. That was a strong tackle. And let's say this, that Elshaw could have been a little bit too smart that time. And they've been their form in this last 2 quarters, Essendon. And of course, the Bombers really going after, the Cats really going after them, doing a fine job. They're only down by 11 points. Out of what goes wide now to Alderdice. Punched away by Rene King. He balks, comes back on the left foot, kicks it back out wide, looking for Walsh. Doesn't bounce too well the first time. Now he's clear. Shrugs his opponent off, goes for a short pass. Looking there for Harvey, who got one hand to it. Coming in again now. Good play by Geelong as the ball is driven up there by Boss out wide. Has a go now for Couch. He's got to run here to an open goal. He can let fly and kick this one. He lets go, but he's off target. And he's put it through for a point. So they've had a million chances, Geelong, but they're kicking. 1-4, he's kicked Cats. That's one example, but they've been kicking badly, because you can see on the scoreboard 6-16 to 9-8. 28, nearly 29 minutes gone of this quarter. Short kick grabbed here by Matt. Decides to have a bit of a bounce. Short kick. And Bradbury's got the mark out there at half back for Essendon. They're in front by 10 points. Over to Elshaw. Well intercepted that by Tui. He's played a pretty good game here today, too, in defence. As a matter of fact, the entire Geelong defence has been outstanding, and so has Bolton played a great game on the centre wing position. I think that's where he's playing, around about that area. Ball knocked out that time by Walsh. Kicked off the ground towards Hocking it is, and Hocking goes for a long kick out wide, looking out there for Greg Williams. I think it might beat him. Yes, it's out of bounds. So it's out of bounds about 75 metres around from the Geelong goal at the 29.5-minute mark, and they're trailing by 10 points.
Boundary throw in, close to siren time to end the third term. Burke palms it down, can't find a rover. In fact, there is the siren to end the third quarter. Essendon with a handy lead under these conditions, 9 goals, 8, 62 points. Geelong 6-16, 52 at VFL Park.
You're watching Sevens Big League, part of the Nissan VFL Premiership season.
Well, Geelong having plenty of opportunities, especially in that second quarter, but they could add only 1 goal, 7. And at one stage in the match, Geelong added 8 behinds without kicking a goal. And Essendon going on to record a 25-point win over the Cats, and that was their 8th straight win against Geelong. Looking at the stats from the game, Essendon having 13 more kicks and 31 more marks. Geelong, as I mentioned, more shots at goal, but they couldn't capitalise up forward. In the goals at VFL Park this afternoon, Tony Alshaw once again played a very good game, close to the scoring area, finishing up with 4, and Baker, Watson and Spencer 2 apiece, and for Geelong, 2 goals to Bright and 2 goals to Gary Ablett. And in the Essendon rooms after the match, I spoke to their coach, Kevin Sheedy. Well, Kevin, I guess you're always happy to get the 4 points, but the game was very tough.
Right, it was a tough game, and really I think that's what, you know, footy's about. The Tommy Hafey teams always play that type of football, and you know, we were pleased to get away with a good, honest win. You know, we had to perform, you know, as an honest team and a committed sort of side, and you know, I know the Geelong team would be disappointed, but gee, they really played top football, and they get a sniff within to get in that final 5, and they get there, they're going to really cause a lot of problems.
It was a game, I thought, that didn't produce many top skills. Would you agree?
That's right, but you know, I mean, the conditions really right throughout the whole week on all the players really have been one of training on torrential rain-poured tracks, and I mean, the VFL really should be commended because the ground was in magnificent condition for such a game. But I think the boys naturally were just going to be one of those sort of true, tough, hard-hitting, physical games of football, which we sort of ended up winning in the end. And it was only probably the last 10 or 15 minutes that we won.
Paul Vanderhaar was a late withdrawal. How was he?
Yeah, Vander's not too bad. He's sort of like he's like a 40-year-old, 26-year-old. He's just he's an old hack, just about, you know.
Well, what's the story about you coaching the Swans, Kevin? Have you got a comment?
Well, I just keep talking about it, you know. I just keep buying the papers and reading about it, and I find it interesting. But to be quite honest, you know, I mean, I've got a job here. I know that everybody knows that my contract ends at the end of the year, but, you know, we're here to try and win this year's premiership, and that's as far as where my mind is thinking right now. And any sort of comment, any sort of speculation is just not on, because I wouldn't be speaking with anybody regarding the Swans while I'm coaching Essendon.
Essendon coach Kevin Sheedy speaking after today's win at VFL Park. You're watching Sevens Big League. More action coming up after this break.
For the latest in footy news, Scott Palmer is next on Sevens Big League. If you go and talk to your Nissan dealer about a new Pulsar, you'll be stunned by the deal he offers. You'll be stunned by the trade-in price, stunned by the terrific on-road price, and really knocked out with the range of features in the Nissan Pulsar. It's simply a stunning time to buy Nissan Pulsar from your Nissan dealer.
You can get it riding, you can get it sliding, you can feel it coming on about 4. A hard-earned thirst needs a big cold beer, and the best cold beer is Vic. Vic Bitter. You can get it walking, you can get it talking, you can get it working a plow. Matter of fact, I got it now. Victoria Bitter.
Contaminated food finds its way into a drinking water system with nightmarish consequences.
Bacteria produces the most deadly toxin we know of. We could have an outbreak of botulism that would double the population in our cold room overnight.
But more problems arise when the source is foul.
Look, the most important soccer series in the world goes on here on Sunday. We could be facing the worst health disaster we've ever known.
And in the midst of chaos...
The prettiest epidemiologist I've ever seen.
You're not so bad yourself. For a kind.
Quincy, tonight 8:30 on 7.
Welcome back to Sevens Big League. Let's check some siren scores now before we go up to Scott Palmer. Two very close games. First of all, between Fitzroy and Footscray, and Footscray running out the winners by only 5 points. Simon Beasley got 3 goals for a season's tally of 89, and for Fitzroy, Bernie Quinlan got 5 goals. I was mentioning 300 game players before, and I left out Bernie Quinlan, but of course he is definitely in that bracket, and as I mentioned today, he kicked 5 goals. One report on the match, Steve McPherson. Scott Palmer will have details on that shortly. Melbourne and St Kilda were level at three-quarter time, 7-8 apiece, but the Saints failing to score in the final term, and that allowed Melbourne to come away and win by only 9 points. The two Fidgers got 2 goals apiece for the Demons. Lockett got 3 for St Kilda and Burns 2. The Demons by 9 points against the Saints. The time now for Footy Stop Press with Scott Palmer. And let's go up now to the offices of the Sunday Press and say a very good evening to Sports Editor Scott Palmer.
Good evening, Peter, and welcome viewers. It's great to have you with us in the Sunday Press. The umpires at Victoria Park will write a letter to the VFL this week over Robbie Walls, the Fitzroy coach, who put some questions to them during three-quarter time today. Robbie inquired about consistency, or lack of it. He was concerned too the way full forwards were treated. Bernie Quinlan, he said, plays week after week and never says a word, but what does he get? Bulldog Mick Malthouse locked his side in the rooms for 15 minutes after the narrow win and said he was furious. It just wasn't a good game of football on our part. He was upset over the Bulldogs' last quarter effort. Steve McPherson, the Bulldog too, was reported for striking Scott McIver with a forearm in that match. Tom Hafey had a word to the umpires at VFL Park at quarter time, but he won't be reported. The Geelong side, he said, lost because of their bad field kicking. It was dreadful. We kicked to opposition so many times I just gave up, he said. Hafey and Sheedy were counting their injured tonight. For the Cats, Bright has a rib injury that will be x-rayed, Greg Williams has a thigh, Shane Williams a hip, and Gary Ablett suffered a thigh injury early in the match. For the Bombers, Vanderhaar has flu, Nagel has a bruised buttock, Thompson has a strained shoulder, and Wood has 8 stitches in a gash in his face. Sheedy said it was one of the toughest games the Bombers had played this year, and he said Geelong could cause a lot of problems if they make the finals. Carlton's David Parkin barred one particular newspaper from his press conference tonight. One of the big dailies who suggested the Blues were after the Fitzroy star Paul Roos. He was livid and said he would like the club to receive an apology for that. But Parkin was fairly satisfied with the win over the Tigers, just fairly. He said the Blues should have won by more and boosted their percentage by 5 or 10%. Fading out could cost us the double chance, he said. Tiger Paul Sproul said that the side's first half was the worst by a team he's ever coached. I appealed to their pride and they lifted their game, he said. Michael Roach, though, has a troublesome back injury. We beat the bottom side, now we can beat the top side, Ron Barassi said after Melbourne had disposed of St Kilda today and then prepared for Essendon. Chairman under fire, Sir Billy Snedden, was conspicuous at the official lunch today and in the rooms later when many people shook his hand. St Kilda's Graham Jelly said the loss was the club's biggest disappointment this year. We expected to win, but our disposal let us down. Collingwood, according to coach Bob Rose, will now need a miracle to reach the finals. We had our chances, but we couldn't convert them into goals, said Rosie. 2 of his players were reported during the process today. Mike Richardson for willfully wasting time, and young Manson, who came on to replace Brian Taylor, was booked for striking Russell Morris, the Hawthorn player. Alan Jean said that in the conditions, sides are drawn together, and he was pleased with the Hawks' effort today. Knights came off just because the conditions were dangerous, and Lethal Lee's 4 goals after half-time showed that he was back to good form. Ayres, though, has a groin injury. Back to you, Peter, and before I go, I'd like to wish the South Melbourne Districts Football Club all the best tomorrow.
OK, Scotty, we'll go along with those remarks, and don't forget also tomorrow, a bigger game in Sydney. The Sydney Swans take on North Melbourne. The Swans playing fairly good football at the moment. Remember, they started well against Carlton last week. North Melbourne have hit what we might term a rough patch. North must win. The 5 unchanged after today, and it should be, I think, a great match, and you'll see that live on 7 and associated stations from 2 o'clock tomorrow. We'll take a break. Back with more action in just a moment.
Carlton shape up for September. Next on 7's Big League.
You can get it riding, you can get it sliding, you can feel it coming on about 4. A hard-earned thirst needs a big cold beer, and the best cold beer is Vic. Vic Bitter. You can get it in a hole or up a pole. You can get it doing nothing at all. A hard-earned thirst needs a big cold beer, and the best cold beer is Vic. A long, cold Vic. You can get it walking. You can get it talking. You can get it working a plow. Matter of fact, I got it now. A hard-earned thirst needs a big cold beer, and the best cold beer is Vic. Victoria Bitter.
Mazda believe the time has come to create the top one-tonner, the performance power one-tonner,
petrol or diesel lighter, top one,
the sedan car comfort one-tonner,
unique anti-vibration mounting, Mazda,
the precise handling one-tonner,
bigger wheelbase, more stable,
the optimum hauling one-tonner,
double skin, big load protection,
the top one-tonner, the you won't know it till you drive it, totally versatile, fully imported, all new from Mazda, top one-tonner.
Victoria's national parks are like time capsules. They give us timeless beauty, tales of times long gone, a place to take time out, or to have the time of your life. From the sweeping shores of Wilson's Promontory to the summits of our alpine parks, Victoria's national parks are our heritage. They are for all of us to enjoy, and they are our gift to the future.
He was a pioneer, an explorer, an adventurer.
We have penetrated further south on this planet than man has ever been before.
Shackleton, a triumph of human endurance and survival. From the peak of joy
Dorman, I love you. Will you marry me tomorrow?
to the edge of despair.
97 miles from the pole.
Over ice, snow, rock, and the fury of the Antarctic Ocean. Perhaps man's greatest ever saga of survival. Shackleton, a magnificent miniseries over 2 consecutive nights, starting 8:30 Tuesday.
Richmond and Carlton have been keen rivals for many years and have played some memorable matches at the MCG, perhaps the most famous being the 1972 Grand Final, in which we saw a total of 50 goals scored. Of late, though, the Blues have had the better of their Tiger rivals, winning 5 of their past 6 matches. Today, Carlton was seeking to push home its charge to the coveted double chance and was going for its 7th win on end, the Blues' best winning sequence since late in 1983. Tonight, we pick up the play at the 2-minute mark of the 3rd quarter, Carlton leading by a mammoth 58 points. Our commentators are Jack Edwards and Peter McKenna.
That was a surprise, I think, to many Richmond supporters to see those 3 players in the reserves and not on interchange. There's Tommy Crebin against Tom Alvin. Players pounce on top of the ball. Alvin eventually gets it out, but umpire Westgarth in the meantime says it's my ball on half-forward flank for Richmond.
Just for the record, when did Richmond kick their first goal? Chris, you got that down for the first term? It was early, about halfway through. A long time between goals here. Corker-Mealis with the ball, going up to the wing position. Johnson there, a chance for Carlton, try to get it out to Buckley. Hand pass comes out to Alvin. Alvin looks downfield. Fraser Murphy to Johnston. Johnston gets it around to Buckley. This could be a goal coming up. McConville's 4th goal. Yes. Oh, poor kick, but it got through. Wasn't the best of kicks off the boot of McConville. Good team play by Carlton there. Good combination of handball and teamwork, and Carlton 81 points, Richmond 17. Oh, thank you very much. I've just been informed that Richmond kicked their first goal, Peter, at the 18-minute mark of the first quarter.
Well, it's been a long time between drinks for Richmond, but Carlton once again with that beautiful team play, and Justin Madden into the ruck there. I'd like to see that young Manton from full back go into the ruck. There's Crebin onto the left foot. He goes towards half forward, but there's Kenny Hunter. I like Hunter in defence, Jack. I think you'd agree. They've got loose men everywhere. There's Paul Meldrum making the lead. It's kicked wide to Ashman. Phil Egan was there also. It's grabbed by Wayne Johnston over to Rhys Jones. Rhys Jones, oh, he's in trouble. Gets it back to Ashman. They've always got a man running past and backing up. Here's another one. That's Meldrum to Corker-Mealis. Corker-Mealis onto the left foot, a little stab kick, and he finds Warren McKenzie in the forward pocket. He's going to centre the ball. He kicks it high. Justin Madden, 6'9" of him.
Yes.
Oh, boy. He's had his name written all over that. As soon as they kicked it high and I saw his big lanky arms go up, lovely mark to Justin Madden. He certainly is an improved player and certainly has improved his overhead marking.
Celery out mark on that occasion, though, was no slouch in the air. Roach But Roach, I don't think, is quite fit.
Well, I cannot see why he's playing in the ruck. He should be down at full forward. Oh, Barley must be injured to be playing at full forward. I'll ask
again, what's the point of putting Roach down at full forward if they can't get the ball to him?
Oh,
Madden's left foot kick going through, I reckon. Yes, another goal to Carlton. Carlton, 13 goals, 9, 87. Now lead Richmond by 70 points. 7-0 points on Sevens Big League.
I'm pretty sure too, Jack, I think you'd agree that David Parkin would impress at half-time how important percentage is at this stage of the season, because with the sides around Carlton and that those second and third places on the ladder, percentage could be very, very vital in coming up to the last couple of games of the season.
Well, Carlton have 113.6%. And Hawthorn have 129, Footscray 121.
Well,
so percentage is very
This will make
vital.
an enormous difference then if they can really win by about 20 goals. As we see Dean get it out to Rhys Jones. Rhys Jones on the left foot towards half forward or over the back. It's taken away for Richmond on that occasion by Burton. Up high, and it's grabbed there by Paul Meldrum.
Meldrum should come into the centre. And he's given 15 metres here. He hasn't waited for it. He shot the pass down to Johnson on the wing position, so having gained a great deal of distance. In fact, they've gone out wider than they should have. Alvin taking the short pass again. Carlton using the short game to try and break up Richmond's defence.
I noticed Pickering down on the back line. What in the heck is he doing down there? I'm just wondering if he's still playing on the forward lines. The hand pass comes out to Burton. Burton, a long kick towards centre wing. Notting went up, and Meldrum almost a mark. Not so, said the umpire. In goes English, too strong for his opponent there. Kicks it high. Jimmy Buckley and Rioli fly for it. Rioli punches the ball away, but straight back to Meldrum. Meldrum runs away. Hand pass to Peter McConville. Here they come again. The long kick. Harms has his name written all over it. Can't take the mark. They go in after it. The hand pass comes back to Zakaski. He's got it to Burton. Burton, some nice shepherding going on. A little chip pass went about 15 metres to Jepp. Jepp to Waitman. Waitman breaks the tackle and he gets away. He'd be certainly missing his big mate there in Mark Lee. Pickering's taken the mark. Could be 15 metres there against Alvin, yes. Now, Pickering has kicked poorly today. He's had 3 easy shots for goal and missed them all. And that's, I wouldn't like to buy real estate off that umpire. That was about 8 metres. He's gone the short pass, a good one too. That's a mark. And he finds Dale Waitman in the forward pocket. Full marks to Pickering. He's not kicking well, but at least he is getting the ball and trying particularly hard up forward.
Yeah, it's bad. The Carlton defence went sleep a bit there. They thought Pickering would take the shot, but Dale Waitman chipped in, which has been Richmond's pattern today. He shoots the ball into that pocket. I don't think it's the best spot to put it.
12 kicks to Dale Waitman, Jack.
Right, can he get a goal? Not as yet. Barling's up high. The ball off the hands of the players, and I think maybe rushed through for one behind. So Richmond still haven't kicked their second goal. We had comment before, their first goal coming up at the 18-minute mark of the first term. We are now 7.5 minutes nearly into the third term, and Richmond have only kicked 1 goal. 1 goal, 12 to 13 goals, 9. Road looking for a hand pass, taken by Ashman. Ashman from the centre wing, the members' side. Looking in toward the full forward position. McConville up high, can't take the mark. The ball near the boundary line. Johnson does some heavy work, but the ball goes out of bounds, and we'll see a boundary throw in.
I'm very surprised they didn't play Strawn today under these conditions. Young man we saw in the ruck a few weeks back, and he took over, I think you recall, after half-time. I'd love to see him in the ruck. He needs something badly. There's Poole taking a mark in front of McConville. Poole hasn't had a great day. He's taken 3 or 4 marks, but 4 marks, in fact. He kicks to the centre of the ground. Jimmy Jess flies from behind. Meldrum's there. Seems to be on his own at the moment. Jess. Oh, was caught. He tried to punch it, eventually one-handed, and it was holding the ball. It was a good tackle. Peter Dean is the man on screen. He's right in the centre of the ground. Carlton looking world beaters today. Up towards half forward. Roach. Now it's grabbed there by Fraser Murphy. Over to Ashman. Ashman fires, and there's another one. Oh, boy. This is a procession.
Hello, a bit of a fight there, too, at the half-forward zone. A bit of a Barney going on.
They're all in it.
Umpire standing out, having a good look at proceedings, as you see. I can't actually see who's under there. Johnson now, I can see is underneath there. And the man, Jepp was there.
Jepp was on the bottom of the pack. And
Justin Madden saying, I didn't do a thing.
No, funny time to have a blue. And the scoreboard is Carlton 14-9, 93 to Richmond 112-18. And Jack, we've heard about these great contests over the years between Carlton and Richmond. This is certainly not one of them.
No, well, you're the master of the understatement there, Pete. 112 to 14-9. Some of the clashes over the years between Richmond and Carlton have been, you know, very memorable occasions, but today this is one you'd like to forget very quickly. So, the umpires with their hands, full frustration creeping into this game. Umpire throwing the ball up at the centre on this occasion. It's brought to ground by Roach, picked up by Buckley, who gets the ball moving quickly down to Blackwell. He went for a hurried hand pass to Meldrum. He's going to finish up with it. Hand pass comes to Road from Meldrum. He's caught, but the ball now, he had it too long, the umpire said. So he had many a chance to get rid of it and couldn't do so. Tom Crebin moves it into Jess. Jess in the centre of the ground can go along with a good kick to Barling. It goes downfield, comes to Warden near, but he can't pick it up. Taken away fairly easily by Rhys Jones to Buckley. Buckley comes through Little now. Hand passes to Johnson. Harms is leading into the goal square. Should keep going because Johnson's going to kick that way. No, he goes to Blackwell. And Blackwell takes the mark. Well, this is a possession, this one.
Well, it's very, very disappointing as Barling eventually is taken off the ground, and about time, and that's no discredit to young Barling, but if he's not a full forward in my book, and he shouldn't be played there, as we see the kick, a long kick from Blackwell. He has missed. He's had 8 kicks for the game on this occasion. 10 handballs, 8 kicks and 10 handballs. He's been a good player. Johnston, a beautiful pass that was. There's Manton. Kick it to halfback. Pickering flies over the back. Couldn't take it. It's grabbed by Road. A short pass. Beautifully spoiled there. The young kid down there is trying very, very hard for Richmond. And that is Notting. Beautifully spoiled that one. And the bounce will take place about 25, 30 minutes. No, it's a throw up. As we see Roach knocked away. Front of the Melbourne members stand, and it's a free kick going there to Fraser Murphy on half forward flank.
Well, he should wait till the big fella Matten gets into the goal square, or wouldn't have mattered with that kick, though. It's drifted right toward the boundary. No mark to Mackenzie. No mark at all. Came off the hands of the Richmond player in front. I think that was Roach who had the hands to it.
Good
Mackenzie
umpiring.
tried to claim it, but the umpire said no. 94 playing 18. Carlton in front of Richmond. 112 to 14-10. Roach doing the ruck work again. Near the boundary line, a chance for Johnson. He's wrong-footed. You won't be able to get either foot to it anyhow. The umpire said you held it too long, and a Richmond free kick.
Chris Burton on screen.
Where's he going?
The he doesn't know himself. I don't think. Oh, he's going to go across goal. That's all right if you've got a loose man. Can be dangerous at times, as we see Egan fly from behind against Rhys Jones, and the ball is forced to the boundary line. Full marks to the ground staff here at the MCG. I expected a quagmire here today, but I reckon this, you know, the players have been handling the ball very, very well, and as you can see, it's in very good nick as we see Poole against McConville. Ashman gets a hurry kick, and the mark has been taken by Peter Zakaski.
Zakaski on the half-back line. Well, nearly down to the back pocket, really. Looking to the wing where Jess is led out away from Hunter, but Hunter's going to close the gap again. Jess tries a one-hander and a free kick to Jimmy Jess. Hunter must have been hanging on, the umpire said, so Jimmy Jess will take this free kick from not quite down the wing. Going into the centre, looking for a pass. He's found, oh, he dropped the head, Jep. Shouldn't take the mark. The ball comes out of the pack, picked up by Corcomelis. His hand pass finds Blackwell. Blackwell gives it away again, and the running shot at goal has been on its way. It wasn't Pitt.
Well, it's a goal by Road, I feel.
Peter Road,
yeah, Peter Road.
Hello. One day our telephone like this will be able to translate my language into yours. With latest technology from NEC, we will turn research model into telephone of the future. Good news is we already have range of NEC business communications equipment, from leading PABX in Australia to most intelligent facsimile. Thank you. See you later, mate.
NEC, what the world is coming to. Sometimes life gets so crowded with financial problems, we don't have room to move.
Hello, kids. Hello,
That's
dog.
why there's Westpac's all-together banking package. There's high-interest savings, a cheque account free of activity charges, automatic bill payments, and a Westpac MasterCard with a line of credit to help you through the tough times. Even discounts on insurance and personal loans. If you need room to move, get it all together with Westpac, the bank.
I know you're sick and
and tired girl are working for the man. So listen to me, baby, got a new plan. Why don't we take a shot of comfort? Gonna show you when you see. Take a shot of comfort. You know what I mean. So take me where the music's hot. Hit me with a comfort shot of Southern comfort. So set 'em up, Joe.
Few of us make it through winter untouched by familiar ills. Coughs can strike at us inside. Cold sores and cracked lips can attack us outside. Nile bronchitis mixture helps relieve the coughs of colds and flu, soothes irritated throats. Nile cold sore cream and lotion soothe cold sores and cracked lips, relieve the pain and itching. Products to help you through the winter. From Nile, the people who know winter relief inside and out.
John, Paul, Ringo, George. 4 young men from Liverpool destined to start a musical revolution that would captivate and change the world. The Beatles, poets of a generation, heroes of an era. Their special genius both expressed and reflected the spirit of their time. This is the whole story, a special event not to be missed. For the first time on television, The Complete Beatles, simulcast in stereo on 3UZ Stereo AM, 8:30 Monday on Channel 7.
18, we've been playing 14 minutes into this third quarter.
And the ball thrown up in the centre where Madden taps it down once again. It's on the turf. Who's going to get it out? Corker-Milas tried. No, it's not Jeff. It's Poole in there in trouble. He couldn't get it out. And the umpire will bounce again. We'll throw
I
the
notice
ball in the air.
Rioli has been banished to the half-forward flank. They're in big trouble once they start doing that, as we see Johnston. Oh, the half! Boy, what a mark! They can't do a thing wrong. A one-handed mark. He's already taken a couple of rippers today, and that was another beauty on half-forward flank. Harms, he goes back for the long kick. Oh, gee, who can mark this? The ball down to the ground, a flying shot at the goals by Essendon, and another one goes on the board to Carlton. This is champagne football by Carlton. 16-10, 106. They lead Richmond 112-18.
Maybe champagne football for Carlton's viewpoint, but Richmond, it's all gone sour because they can't do a thing. They can't kick their second goal. 112 to 16-10. Carlton leading Richmond in what would be the massacre, just about the massacre of the year, Peter. We're only 14 and a half minutes into the third quarter.
Well, I reckon they're, the percentage could be vital at the end of the year, and I think David Parkin would be wrapped in this performance so far, as long as they keep it going. Look at Johnston crashing his way through. It's grabbed there by Peter Rode. Up high towards half forward. Carlton players playing in front. Tommy Elvin chips in for the ball. He goes for the short pass. The lead has been made. The mark has been taken by Warren McKenzie right in front of the Melbourne members stand. They've got players everywhere. Short pass to Elvin. Don't tell me he's going to kick a goal. No, he hand passes it to Blackwell. Blackwell fires. It's another one. 17-10, 112 Carlton. They lead Richmond 112-18.
Well, what can you say about this game at the MCG? There is a crowd which is, about 25,000, I'd imagine. It's pretty hard to tell here at the MCG, but better crowds than I've seen here of late. They came to see one of the traditional games of football between Richmond and Carlton, but they'll be very, very disappointed.
Well, I think it's a pathetic effort, Jack, in my book, by Richmond. If they're 100% fair dinkum, I'll eat my hat.
Well, let's see what happens this time. Corker-Milas and Johnson collide. They can't gain possession for their team. Corker-Milas again. Got it out to Ashburn. Ashburn ridden into the ground by Francis. Picked up by Johnson. He goes goalward. Big fella's there, McKenzie, but a good mark taken down there by Manton. Manton plays on, gets a short pass working, taken by Eustace. He brings it back, but underneath the ball is Meldrum. He can't take the mark. The ball taken from him by Rawlings. Rawlings into the centre. Road is there for Carlton. A great mark taken there by Anea, Johnny Anea. Thinking of the ex-Collingwood player I was about to say, and it was. Here's a chance now for Rioli to get out of trouble. Little kick doesn't get him that far out of trouble. Been very quiet indeed. The ball thumped to turf. Rawlings misses it. Picked up by the big fella eventually, I would think. Yes. Madden tried to pick it up, couldn't get the hand pass working. Varling's hand pass comes out to Waitman. Waitman gets it to Francis. Francis now a chance to drive Richmond forward. Down toward Pickering, but Hunter's there.
Yes, Hunter chipped in front of Pickering. He's probably been nearly Richmond's best player, Pickering. He's trying hard, but Hunter, he was outnumbered there. And Richmond trying desperately now to get it into attack. That was an ordinary looking kick. Oh, that could be dangerous. That was from Egan to Crebin. Crebin's got it. He centres the ball. He's got a loose man there in Rawlings. Rawlings runs onto the left foot, the ex-Richmond skipper. He goes wide. Michael Pickering. Oh, gee. He had his name written all over that and was taken away from him by Peter Dean.
Well, here's a chance for Carlton again. The hand pass from Rode comes to Ashman. Ashman looking up for Corker-Mealis. He finds him. He has a panic in front of him. Could give it to Johnson if he wants. He gives it out to Murphy. Fraser Murphy. The goals are open. He goes forward. Another goal to Carlton. They now lead by 100 points over Richmond, and we're only 17.5 minutes into the third term.
Some people give their hearts here, but I'll never ever leave my San Francisco hill. It's the Golden Gate, Sausalito by day, steam crab late at night, and Jack by the bay. San Francisco, you're home, but I'll take the beer they can't beat here.
Because of its soil deposit eliminator, the Hoover Elite 900 gets clothes cleaner and brighter. That's why Hoover is ahead of the rest.
G'day, this is me mate Cracker. G'day. We're going to show you how to crack an egg and bake a meal. Like this? Yep. Crack an egg and make a sauce. And that'll make you want to pop in for your chop. Crack an egg and make an ordinary spud a ripper dish. Ripper. Crack an egg and make a soup. Super. Super duper. So, crack an egg and make a meal.
Crack a winning egg recipe and crack these great prizes. Details in Women's Weekly and Women's Day.
The one remaining match to be played in round 19 will be a beauty as a shattered North Melbourne attempt to end a downward slide and regain confidence against a Sydney Swan side playing their first home game under Sydney ownership. Seven's Big League, live Sunday at 2. Be there.
The ball at the boundary, or at the bounce, the ball put down. Barling gets it out. Rioli can't get it out. Blackwell tries hard to get it out. Eventually comes to Buckley. He's having a go. Ashman takes it. Ashman going forward. He kicks long up toward Big Madden, who sets himself. Madden! He plays on. He's cursed it. Yes, he's missed it. Couldn't make contact, so they'll take it away.
Should have been a certain goal, but does it matter so much at this stage? There's Rhys Jones. Taken away by Egan. He's trying hard for his side. He hooks it back. Meldrum takes the mark. Too good. Too strong. All over the ground, Carlton. They have hardly got a weak... Well, they haven't got a weak player. They've got players winning everywhere. Richmond have got everyone down. As we see a couple of real hard tries. We see the ball taken a shark by Ashman. He straightens up. He fires. Don't tell me that's another one. Yes, it is. It's a goal. 19 goals, 10, 124 Carlton. They lead Richmond 1 goal, 12, 18. This is a schmozzle.
Oh, mother, shut the gate. The horse is gone.
2 to Ashman.
Ashman kicks his second. Have a look at that scoreboard. 1 goal, 12, 18 points to Richmond, to 19 goals, 10, 124 to Carlton.
They've gone from 11-9 to 19-10. That's 8 goals, 1, and we've only been playing 19 minutes into the third quarter, Jack. And here they go again.
They're on their way again. Ashman misses that one, though. Richmond have a chance to go forward. McKenna couldn't take it. Fraser Murphy hand passes into McConville. McConville's only 20 out. He shoots on the left foot. I think he may have got it. Another one. It's raining goals at the MCG. McConville kicks his 5th goal, and it's very hard to really believe what you're seeing here when you have two very, very proud clubs in Richmond and Carlton. And Carlton on 20 goals, 10, 130. Richmond 1 goal, 12, 18 points, and you're on Seven's Big League. Well, Carlton, Peter, in this term, they have now kicked 9 goals, 1. In the second quarter, Richmond kicked 7 points. They kicked their first goal, I keep telling you, and their only goal, 1 minute, 18 minutes into the first term. Hunter gets it out again. Harms will take the mark. Had he broken away, he would have got a goal because he could have opened up the ground there. He's going for a long kick. Did he go for McKenzie? Well-placed kick. Oh, no mark taken. Corker-Mealis is there. He can't get it out. Manton in there diving in. McKenna picked up by Roper. The umpire sounded the whistle, and it will be a Richmond free
and
kick.
I see that young Muller is actually on the ground, number 29, I think. Warren McKenzie has gone off. That's probably just to give young Ian Muller a run, Jack.
I thought that was McKenzie going for the ball.
Well, he just came on. I saw the white shorts, the clean shorts. I thought he hadn't been on long, and it was Ian Muller playing at full forward, and they could do what they liked at the moment because they're on fire. Carlton there, it's grabbed by Blackwell. He's had a great game. Up towards half forward. Muller over at it. Ashman over to Muller. Now it's grabbed by Buckley. Don't tell me another one. I think it is. Yes. 10 goals for the quarter by the Blues. 21 goals, 10. 136. This is a joke. Richmond 112-18.
Well, they're nearly 20 goals in front. We wish to put it that way.
2 to Buckley.
Yeah, 2 to Buckley and only 2 points off being 20 goals in front. I'm just wondering, I have to go for the record books in a minute, the way Carlton are going. At the centre again,
well,
21 and a half minutes gone.
Jack, I think it's certain to be a record margin the way they're going against Richmond. I doubt whether they could ever beaten a Richmond side by this margin. But let's hope that Richmond can salvage something out of this, because there are a lot of Richmond players out there who should have a good hard look at themselves and say, am I fair dinkum about representing my club? Because it's not just Carlton's good play, it's Richmond's shocking play. As we see on the left foot, that looked like Jet getting it down towards the forward line. Pickering trying his heart out, as he has all day. And it's a free kick going Carlton's way. Richmond can't do a thing wrong. Carlton look magnificent in this quarter, as they have all day. What's that, 13 kicks to Alvin. He's been one of their many stars. Jess goes in after it. Hasn't had a great day. Kicked off the ground. It's grabbed up there by...
He's done a lot more than some of them.
I'll say that too. As McKenna gets it towards Anir. Oh, Dean crashes his way through. Oh, a tackle. Too high, said the umpire, by Meldrum, and that was on Anir.
Well, let's see if Richmond can do something. 22 and a half minutes gone, the third term, and they're trailing by nearly 20 goals. Here's a chance now for Pickering. The umpire's played the mark. He's gone short. Has he taken the mark? He has, Waitman. So Waitman a chance to kick Richmond's second goal. Their first came 18 minutes into the first term. I have to keep telling you, it's the only one they have. So this may be their second. We're now 23 minutes into the third term. Dale Waitman's having his 13th kick.
Right hard.
And here come those runners with the water bottles. He's got it. Richmond kicked their second goal, 23 and a quarter minutes into the third term on Sevens Big League. They are trailing Carlton 136 to 24, 112 points between them.
Yes, lovely play by Michael Pickering there. He floated across in front of the pack to take a good mark. He and Waitman have probably been Richmond's best players. He's too frightened to have a go for goal himself, Michael Pickering. He's done 3 or 4 shocking kicks today, and he elected to give it to Waitman. The umpire's not messing around. They're throwing the ball up, and that is sensible umpiring, as we see Fraser Murphy charge in after it. Now Rioli goes in after it. He went in so hard he nearly received a free kick, but umpire Westcott comes in to say it's my ball, and he'll bounce it right in the centre of the ground.
Well, the first time these teams met in round 8 on May 18, Carlton won by 17 points, 84 to 67. Today they're going to win by a lot more than 17 points.
Free kick it could have been, as we see a hand pass. Here's a chance for Mark Eustace. He ducks around onto the right foot, gives it back to Tommy Crebin. Crebin hooks it back on the left. I think he's kicked it. Yes! A goal to Crebin, and the Tigers fight back. 3 goals, 12. That is a total of 30. They are still over 100 points behind Carlton, who are on 21 goals, 10, 136.
Peter McKenna and Jack Edwards, our commentators at the Melbourne.
Brought to you by Mazda, maker of reliable commercial vehicles.
Sure, he's really...
First up, action with the Bombers, and it was Tim Watson that led the way.
And that's a beautiful shot for goal. And that's Watson at his best.
Merritt late on the scene, picked up by
Here's Harvey.
Watson.
This time
Watson
again across to Watson.
This one looks a little bit better. Has he put it through? Yes, he has. 2 goals to Watson. Madden.
It was a pretty tough second quarter.
Oh,
Williams collects all the dice. Burke collects wood.
15 with a penalty, I reckon. He's that distance.
But cut under the eye.
Brian Wood collected an
Could be
eye.
over the eye. Up it goes there to Cleve and Madden, but Cleve
Watson and Cleve.
takes a great mark. He actually threw that.
And that's called throwing the ball.
We were talking about the fellow. Oh, that'll be against him.
Spencer and Bruns, a little how do you do.
Is in that one.
Can't keep out of trouble.
In the third quarter, the Cats certainly had the wall pulled over their eyes.
No, that's Brunt, which he ran into trouble that time. He's not clear.
Back to the action. Ablett gets it out to Couch.
Couch straightens up, fires at the goal. This could be all right. It's a goal. So there's still only 4 points down. Well recovered by Geelong.
So far.
But here's the best of the Bombers.
Watson. Oh, gathers it in beautifully, Timmy Watson.
Out to Baker.
The pass out to Baker. This is Essendon.
Send it to Weston.
If Baker gets clear, you're in trouble. On to Weston.
And he in turn finds the running Harvey.
Harvey, stand back. Here's Essendon. Goal. Great play.
Ball forward. Knights caught out
In the first minute of play, out at Prince's Park, it was Peter Knights back in business once again. In fact, this goal was his 200th in VFL football. A fine performance.
Peter Knights.
Despite the weather conditions, some high flyers. Look at this one from Buckanara.
What a great mark.
20 seconds later, McEwen couldn't quite hold this.
On that occasion too, but no mark time. Going goalwards, and a great mark taken by Ricky Barham. Plays on, the handball across to Taylor, and he goes.
Excellent play by Barham.
Here's a great attempt by Dermot Brereton to mark. Just couldn't quite grab it on the third occasion.
Pick back of players. It's handballed out to Beers.
Beers, on the other hand, just bounces one through for the Pies.
Yes, it has gone through. Beers kicked through for 4 points to Collingwood.
Here's a mud pack for a mud pie.
And how's that for mud in your eye?
So Ron McKeon. It's the kick.
Hawthorn fans were delighted to see this man back, and here's the old magic at work.
And again, Lee goes towards goal. 4 points to Matthews, his third.
Lee Matthews is back.
Now to Footscray and Fitzroy. Bamlett across to Phil Malin. Bernie Harris has been in pretty good touch in recent weeks. Here he finds Barwick. Doug Hawkins collects Turner, puts him flat on his back. Here's a fine pick-up and snap by Bulldog skipper Jim Edmund. The Saints and the Demons had a pretty fiery clash at times. Barker and Withers collide, and the boys decide to warm things up a little bit. Narkle and Cronin not appreciating the attention. However, they soon settle down. Here's Silvio for Sheedy. Bending one back.
To McConville.
Carlton had a field day. Here's Wayne Harms.
A great effort. Grabs the ball, slams it through.
And a very disappointing 3 quarters by the Tigers.
Get on him now, Jackson.
Blackwell on to Johnston.
Johnson goes to goal and puts it through.
Here's a case of Jimmy jobbing Justin.
Oh, boy.
Against Madden.
He went straight at Madden, then Jimmy Jersey.
His hand pass.
Back with the play. Blackwell onto the running Rhodes.
And the running shot at goal has been on its way. It wasn't Pete.
Well, it's a goal by Road, I feel.
Peter Road,
yeah, Peter Road. It's a goal. It bounced in, and I think it bounced out again. Where short pass to
Tommy Alvin now,
he's going to kick a
having
goal.
a wonderful season.
To Blackwell.
Again to Blackwell, who had a great day.
A couple of real hard tries.
Here's a fine smother by Ashman. Look at this.
By Ashman. He straightens up, he fires. Don't tell me that's another one. Yes, it is. It's a goal.
There is a...
Pulsar GX hatch. There's never been a better small car than Pulsar by Nissan.
Let's have a look at the contenders for Mark of the Day. Here's Terry Bright of Geelong.
He's got to pay
Terry Bright.
As usual, Gary Ablett of Geelong.
Ablett's got to be paid that mark. He's got to pay that left footer up there towards
Essendon's Simon Madden.
But that's a great mark there to Madden.
Coming back after a week with injury, Roger Merritt.
Merritt, great mark. sure under pressure.
Hawthorn's Gary Buckenara.
High in the air. What a great mark.
His teammate, Peter Knights.
Oh, Knights. Hanley's kick.
Collingwood's Darren Mullane.
Mullane, that's a lovely mark to Darren Mullane.
Back towards centre wing.
And now Wes Fellows.
Centres the ball.
Carlton's Wayne Harms.
Oh, what a mark! A top mark.
Off
the other end of the ground, Steve Silvani.
Silvani's there. Oh, great mark.
Top mark. See, John.
Here's Wayne Harms again.
A hurried kick into the forward.
Now Ken Hunter.
Back. Oh, what a mark. What a mark.
The long driving drop.
Richmond's Michael Pickering.
Oh, boy, what a good mark.
Fitzroy's Gary Kane. His skipper, Matt Rendell. Footscray captain, Jimmy Edmund. Fitzroy's Ross Lyon backing into the pack. Footscray's Neil Peart. And completing our contenders today, Fitzroy's Tim Peake. And to our panel, headed by Bob Davis.
Well, Kevin, there were some very nice marks in very heavy conditions yesterday.
It certainly was, Bob. I thought Ken Hunter's mark and Michael Pickering's of Richmond were quite outstanding, very courageous, running with the flight of the ball. I think that most spectators would really admire those marks. Thought Harmsy's mark, flying high over the top, was typical of Wayne at his very best. And I like Tim Peakin's mark. I was at that game. That one-hand reflex mark was a beauty. But I think Gary Buckenara's mark would have to get my vote for the mark of the day. It was a magnificent one.
And what about you, Crackers?
I like Knights' mark. It was a tremendous mark, Knights of old. And I like Wayne Harms' mark. And Kenny Hunter's running back into the pack. But for sheer brilliance, you could not go past Gary Buckenara. It's absolutely magnificent.
You're good at picking marks as you are at picking presidents, Crackers.
Bob.
They can pick anything.
Anyway, there were some great marks. I liked Knights. Certainly Harms was a very nice. I thought Mullane was a very good mark.
Yeah.
Hunter and the boy Lyon looks to be a very good Ross Lyon for. But as you say, for acrobatic ability and for the
start for Collingwood, Jeffrey Rains.
The kick is a beauty. What a start by the Pies.
His teammate Mark Beers.
Handball out to Beers. Beers kick up towards the goal square. Will it reach it? Yes, it has gone through. Beers kick through for 4 points to Collingwood.
But barging into him.
For Hawthorn, John Kennedy.
So effectively. The hurried kick is by Kennedy towards goal, and he's kicked it.
Richardson.
Back to Collingwood. Back to Mark Beers.
Towards goal. That's an excellent goal from Mark Beers. He caught one too high as he did.
Lee Matthews. Back to his best for the Hawks.
And again. Lee goes towards goal. 4 points to Matthews, his third.
Take it off, trying to crash his way.
For Carlton, Fraser Murphy.
Now it's grabbed by little Fraser Murphy with great pace. He gets away. He snaps for goal. I think he's kicked it. A lovely goal to McConville.
One half of the Blues Brothers review from the Carlton ball last night, Wayne Harms.
Into the square and the mark to the man.
Now Richmond's Dale Waitman, working hard.
He's going to have a shot toward goal. Waitman, he shoots. It's very close. It's a...
Footscray's Jim Edmund, good left foot snap. His teammate, Les Bamblett. And for St Kilda, Silvio Fashini. To our panel, headed by Peter McKenna.
Oh, Kevin, there was memories of little KB there with Dale Waitman's one, the Richmond Guernsey.
Certainly that was a really good goal of Dale's. Underneath the pack, had to scramble to his feet and then, of course, angle the ball correctly to put it through. I thought that Silvio Fashini's goal was a good one for improvisation.
Does that regularly,
just turning the angle of the ball and kicking it, as Sandy Roberts would say, with the check side. And but I really thought that Lee Matthews' goal, terrific evasive action, getting around Gordon Sumner and Greg Smith, I thought very coolly put through.
One of Geelong's 100 goal kickers, only 17 seasons, wasn't it, Sam? 18. You comment on it. Thank you. Jeff Rains kicked a great goal for Collingwood there in the wet, a long goal. Kicked the ball very nicely. I agree with you, Kevin. Strangely enough, Silvio Fashini. A very nice check side goal there. Lethal Lee Matthews. He displayed all the skills of clear thinking and coolness. in that attempt to kick the goal, and of course was successful. So if you've given Lee Matthews the goal of the day, this is the greatest square-off in the annals of TV history.
I thought you might say that.
Yeah,
You
I thought
talk
Matthews
about
was
it.
good. Be interesting to see who you pick.
Well, I picked Lee Matthews too. It was a tremendous goal, and how many times have we seen over his great career this sort of goal? Have a look at that. The sidestep, dummies the hand pass.
Brought to you by Mazda, makers of reliable commercial vehicles.